At first, this case looked like a simple missing persons report, the kind solved within days in a quiet town. But when the file was opened, it was clear it wasn't simple. It began with a report from a neighboring town. A shepherd leading his flock near an old, unmarked region saw what looked like a mannequin. But it was a human body with no wounds or cause of death, as if it had formed there. He reported it immediately. Detectives arrived soon after. People refused to talk, repeating that there was no 13th Street. Yet maps and old records disagreed. The place had once existed, but had been removed from official history, as if someone had erased it step by step until only silence remained where it used to be. At the site, the ground felt wrong, neither dry nor wet, as if it remembered moisture. There were no footprints or tracks. GPS devices malfunctioned constantly, with coordinates shifting or disappearing. One report described the area as physically stable, but metrically unstable, as if space itself hesitated there. Erased documents repeatedly showed 13th Street crossed out. Elderly residents still remembered it, especially a house at the end number 66, but whenever they mentioned it, they would suddenly stop speaking, as if the name itself carried a weight that interrupted thought. There was no official record of House 66. Yet an old damaged map clearly showed 13th Street ending in a symbol marked 66. One detective experienced sudden dizziness. Soon after, strange events began. Clocks freezing at 3:13, audio recordings capturing whispers, footsteps in empty hallways, silhouettes appearing in windows. A recording later revealed a faint voice repeating one word, "inside." After this, the file name changed on its own to NOC 19. Another anomaly appeared in scans of the region, a human-shaped heat signature underground, both present and absent at the same time, defying interpretation. When the detectives returned, the map had changed. Only 12 streets remained. 13th Street was gone. Yet every instrument still pointed toward an extension that wasn't drawn anywhere, as if the street still existed in a layer the maps could no longer hold. One detective returned alone and never came back. His final transmission said, "It's not here, but it feels like it is the whole place." After that, only static remained. The case was closed as unsolved. Evidence disappeared, and some documents seemed never to have existed. A final note stated that the case continues to find those who investigate it. Some places are not discovered, they are remembered. The archive did not close the file, it simply locked it. File closed, but it was not a normal closure. Records were not collected or archived. Access was simply cut off, as if the file had been dropped into a void where no one could reach it. Only one label remained: Top Secret, Level 7, NOCT-66. Beneath it, no name, no signature, only a system note: access permanently denied. The strange part was that no file usually seals itself, but this one seemed to want to disappear. Soon, the town's records began to change. Any mention of 13th Street returned blank pages. Old maps showed a blurred gap where it once was. Even technology refused to render that area clearly. More disturbing were the reports. Every analyst ended their document with the same sentence: "I don't remember. Days later, they didn't remember opening the file at all. Officially, the two detectives were marked as missing during duty. But missing felt wrong, because there were no traces left behind. It was as if they had never accessed the case. Their names existed in logs, but the content tied to them was empty, like entries written into blank space. System records showed structure, but no actions, as if their investigation had been erased retroactively. In the deepest archive server, an inaccessible record remained. It could not be opened, only detected. The file name stayed the same, -66, but its size kept changing. Sometimes it grew, sometimes it shrank, sometimes it vanished entirely and reappeared as if breathing. In the town, people began noticing something strange. In dreams, they all saw the same place, a long dark street with no numbers. At the end stood a door marked 66. Everyone awoke with the feeling that something was forgotten, but they didn't know what, and this forgetting began to spread. One morning, the town map updated itself automatically, performing a data cleanup. 13th Street was deleted, but instead of leaving a gap, the system closed the space as if it had never existed. That day, a new system log appeared. Investigation incomplete. Investigators removed from system. Final entry. 13th Street was not erased. It was moved to another layer. Number 66 is not an address, but a lock. After that, knocked -66 never opened again, but it also never fully closed. It simply remained, like something that had stopped breathing but was still there. And the town slowly forgot even why it was forgetting.